You're listening to the Weird Girls Club podcast with your hosts, Nave and Amy. Hi! It's so hard not to say we're back.
I know.
We
I was literally in my head, my voice, like inner voice continues. It's like, we're back
for
I'm
another
like, what do we
episode
even
of
do?
the Weird Girls
Yeah.
Club.
But yeah, we're back for another week. We haven't
We
missed
are.
a week in 1 week.
Record.
I'm like,
Absolute record. No, we need to be better. Like, we actually need to be better.
do better.
But you know what? It's just, it's not easy when you work like full time too. Like, we both work full time. Like,
We work hard, Kim, if you're listening.
yeah,
Because I know you listened to last week's episode.
get off your ass and work.
But yeah.
Yeah, she was listening to last week. Yeah, because this is why we're sitting in me fucking kitchen filming, because the Kardashians listen to your podcast.
I'm dressed in my best blazer, if you couldn't tell. Look like I'm going to
Amy's
present
here,
the
the
news.
bearer of bad news. Do
I'm
you know what
her
we should
lawyer.
call this? The bad news blazer.
The bad news.
So you should
blazer.
only wear it when we have like bad news.
Oh, what's today's bad news? We're cancelled.
Why?
I don't know.
Were we ever?
Were we ever famous enough to get cancelled?
Yeah, no.
No. No.
No, do you know what? We'll just say we're humble. Stay humble.
We're humble. I
Stay
think
humble.
if you have to say you're humble, I don't think you're humble.
Hold on, hon. I said we're humble.
Right.
Humble
so
down.
because
Humble down.
oh, so
But
I'm
I'm actually real excited for this episode.
yeah, we're gonna do some like I'm an asshole posts later on. How do you even describe them? If you don't know what it is, there's like
Basically,
Reddit.
yeah.
There's a whole forum page, whatever there, and it's called r/I'm an asshole, where people put up little
the
like
asshole.
dilemmas and stuff, and they're like, "Am I the asshole?" and look for feedback. And they're very juicy.
Yeah, am I the asshole? What?
What?
What did you say?
I said like dilemmas. Did I?
Oh, you said like, am I the asshole? And I thought you said to unpack. But then I
No.
don't know what the end of that sentence was. So I just said I'd ask.
Oh, and they look for feedback.
Oh.
I was like, I don't know what part of me sentence she's actually asked me. I was like, I
When
know
they
I said
unpack.
their dilemmas.
When they unpack?
No,
No,
when
when
they-
they ask for feedback.
Like, and they ask for feedback, like they're looking to their asshole or whatever. But we'll
I
jump
love
into
how you
another
have your
one.
hands like you're literally going to present the news. RTE.
No, he had
The forecourts.
up like. Do you know?
It was like this.
Do you know your man? How scary moving he has a little.
Dish my good hand.
He's like, you want a sliced turkey?
And he's getting the mash and he's slapping onto the plate. If anyone has a gag
Oh.
reflex, I'm sorry. Gagging by someone gagging.
Oh, stop. No,
But yeah, we're
I'm-
doing basically
gonna
Am I the Asshole segments, which are always fun. I like watching them. So we said,
Yeah.
why not? Because some of the stories are actually like,
Yeah,
funny.
and I'm so nosy. I love knowing everybody's business.
yeah. But like, if you have to ask, am I the asshole? It kind of means, yeah.
Yeah. Although some of them I've read, I'm like, what the fuck? I'd smack the other person in the face.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like, they're so, like, both sides of it. It's like, yeah, you're a fucking arsehole. And then there's,
There's always one side
What?
that's like, no,
Yeah.
that other person's
but
the asshole.
before that, Nave's gonna explain to us the meaning of Easter.
Yeah, right. So I literally said to Amy, oh, do you know what the meaning of Easter is? Like where Easter came from, basically, is what I'm getting at. And she was like, no. And I was like, I can tell you. I'll tell you on the podcast. And she was like, oh, before we start record, don't forget to tell me the meaning of it. And I was like, oh, fuck, I don't even think I can remember anymore. But from what I can remember. So get a drink or a snack or something, because this might be a bit of a...
Cheers. Is it a heavy one?
Oh, it's not heavy. Like, it's probably going to take me 2 minutes or like less than 20 seconds because I can't remember the story. But I'm going to try grapple at like what I can remember. And I'm sorry if this is actually completely wrong. Someone please let us know in the comments what the actual meaning is. This was just some TikTok I seen and I'm running with this.
TikTok fact
So-
of the week.
TikTok fact of the week about Easter. So before there was Chrissy, this is how back we're going, right?
Before there was Chrissy. Tegan.
Chrissy Teigen. So before there was Chrissy Teigen, no.
I wasn't expecting you to say Chrissy Teigen again.
Because you thought that's where the story was actually starting. Before there was I can't now not say Chrissy Teigen. Every time I go say Christianity, I'm going to be like Chrissy Teigen. Before there was Chrissy Teigen. Before there was... Jesus, I'm sweating. Before there was Christianity, so the Romans... saying?
No, I'm just like, even when you said Christianity, I was like, no, she needs to say Chrissy Teigen, like it's just Chrissy Teigen.
Chrissy Teigen is a person.
Name Chrissy Teigen the Pope, okay? She deserves it.
Why?
Oh, because
Wasn't
she
she
is
done for,
Christianity now.
Oh. I was like,
What?
I was so glad.
I know you mean Christianity, but because you said Chrissy, every time you say it now,
That's what I
I'm just
said.
like Chrissy Teigen.
That's what I said. I was like, every time I go see Christianity now, I'm gonna think about Chrissy Teigen. And then you went silent, and then 2 minutes later, you started laughing into the mic, going,
Because I
Chrissy
couldn't
Teigen.
hold it in because I was just thinking about Chrissy Teigen.
Right. I have to try compose. We're talking about Easter. Come on now. Respect.
The bunny.
Yeah, I'll get to that. Why it's a bunny.
Okay, sorry. Right, okay,
Right.
compose.
So before there was Christianity, like the Romans used to obviously worship like gods. No, I'm not letting you ruin this flow I'm on. I'm having to get this far. So they used to worship gods. And there was a god called, and I don't know how to say the name, but it was like Eosre or something. So just say Estra.
Like,
Estra was
okay.
the god's name. And she was the god of like, I think it was like new beginnings and fertility. And they used to worship this god in obviously spring. Then when obviously the conversion of like not worshiping gods and Christianity start coming into, like, say, I think it was like they say Romans in the video, so just like the Romans, they started like kind of like pushing worshiping gods out and kind of introducing Christianity. But because like the majority of the world was still like worshiping like gods, like
Yeah, it's like
it was like how
Vikings.
do we introduce Christianity but still like try and incorporate the gods, so they'll start like mixing Christianity in with. So then they decided, oh well, Easter, it's called Easter because they slightly changed the name from Estra. I don't know what the actual name is, but it's similar spelling to Easter. And they were like, right, so we'll start celebrating Easter, and that's also about like spring, new beginnings, like new cattle. And then the why it's a rabbit, like a bunny, because rabbits' fertility, like rabbits are so fertile. Know when people say like they're at like rabbits, like back then, like rabbits were like the symbol of like
I thought it was just a symbol of like humping.
no, like, yeah, reproduction basically,
Okay.
because that's what fertility is, like. So reproduction, like, so that's why it's a bunny, and that's why it's
okay.
called Easter.
Oh.
And then the eggs, obviously, for the chocolate eggs for fertility.
The thing is, right, how did they get eggs, right? One, bunnies don't lay eggs. Two, why are they chocolate and not like chicken eggs? Like, why are we not having omelets and like poached egg? Like, it's weird that they made it like.
Well, I don't
obviously,
know.
I'm really glad it's chocolate.
I don't know what it was back in 858, whatever it is, AD. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just eggs. Like, I don't even think they had chocolate then.
True.
Like, I don't know what it was, but obviously as the years have gone on, they're like, well, because you have to think, like, I'm thinking like wars, there was rations, like they couldn't get things like eggs.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't have celebrated it away, kind of it is.
Do you know
now,
what I
it
mean?
would've been.
So it's just basically that.
So why the fuck were we taught in school about the Easter rising and the rising of Jesus Christ?
Well, they wanted to, that's what I mean though as well. So that happened, but it was like happened. No, I don't know why I'm copying you. That happened, and they were like, well, how do we still get the people that worship the gods to start worshiping Christianity? So, because this happened, so we're going to be celebrating Jesus Christ and all. So if we start like celebrating Easter, is not only that, Easter is also a symbol of like reproduction, like for animals and cattle, and everything's born
Beginning
in
of
spring, yeah, like spring basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a little backstory on what Easter is Easter. But yeah.
Every time I learn a story about religion, it does never work in their favour for me personally.
Why?
Because now, like, that's a story of manipulation, if you put it properly. Right? That's trying to encourage people to believe in your beliefs and not theirs, so you tweak it and make it sound like you're celebrating their God. No, I'm not saying it's that bad, like.
No, but
do you know
that's
what
what it was back
that's
then.
what
Because
I'm
it's
saying, like,
it's power in numbers, isn't it?
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to tell them this story, but really we're celebrating this rising of their...
Sorry.
Whatever, I don't even... What do they call Jesus Christ? When it's not Jesus Christ, what is he called? Our Lord and Saviour or something like that?
Yeah, well then again, you have to think
yeah.
there's so many variations of Christianity though as well.
Because then the thing is, right, they have all this information wrote in their Bible and the book and all these testaments, but they don't know what date it was. Easter's different every year.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it's like
it's
the
on my
third,
birthday.
like, or I don't know what
It's
it
a
is.
certain Sunday in the year, so sometimes it's like late
Isn't
March.
it something to do with the way the sun is or the moon is?
I don't know. I've always meant
Yeah,
to look
because I
it
think
up.
that's how they used to measure things back in the measure things back in the day.
Same
Like
with Christmas.
Like
the
Christmas
25th
isn't
is
Christmas.
Not Jesus' birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't know when that was.
But it's
Well,
mad
I
that
don't know
has
actually
the
if they
same
do. I
date,
don't know.
Though. Do you get me? Like that's the 25th.
Yeah.
Don't for years I thought it was 24th. Something clicked me. Like I don't know why.
Some countries it is the 24th.
It just clicked me one day. I think I was booking holidays off work and I was like, yeah, 24th. And I was like, Christmas is 25th. And I was like, I don't know at what point I thought it was the 24th, but at that point I was
Amy
like,
Milne into our big bleeding dinner on fucking
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
it was just weird. Yeah, but that was just a little anecdote.
But yeah, because some countries don't have Christmas on Christmas Day. Like it's Christmas Eve. They don't.
Yeah.
Every country is like
Mad.
different. Do you know what I mean? And some countries don't have Santi.
No, they don't. No.
Santi is real for anyone that is listening. Santi is real, but some countries don't have Santi. Like I think they have like a witch or something. I think Italy have like a witch.
Oh, that sounds.
I could be wrong though on that, but I think that's.
Isn't there a country? I could be wrong. It might be Spain. That they don't have a Christmas tree, but they have a big nativity set.
Oh, I like that.
It's something like that, and I think they also celebrate it maybe a little.
Well,
bit
Spain is a very
too.
religious country too.
I think it's something like that. I don't think they have a tree. They might also have a tree, but the big John Way obviously in air culture, it's like a big Christmas tree and everything surrounds that, and you might have like this little nativity set as like a decoration.
Yeah.
I think it might be saying don't.
They
quote
big
me on
life
that,
size
but
things.
like yeah, like that's what they go all out on is the nativity.
The tree
set.
wise men.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's history.
But yeah,
lesson
like
in a
oh
week
my
with the
god,
Red
like
Girls Club.
it's interesting. Like we always have like conversations about religion, and it's so like back and forth. Like we always have back and forth with it. Like one, I'll be like that's a load of shit, and you'd be like, oh well, if you it makes sense
Yeah.
if this is, and then one like another topic, I'll be like that's a load of fucking shit. Like
yeah.
But
I
like to
how
be honest, you have to
Glasgow-
take everything with a pinch of salt because it was wrote by the Bible was wrote by various people, and that's just their encounter. Like that's just
Their
their
opinions.
and you know what? It's a lot of things is like could have been back then like Chinese whispers. Like do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're what they fucking writing on stone. What they saying for the day?
Yeah, and in Latin. Am I right in saying that?
It would have been Hebrew
Yeah.
if I'm right because it's a
Because
Jew.
it wouldn't have been English.
Because Jesus was originally Jewish,
Yeah.
and
That's
then
what always makes me laugh when like in all churches and all like he's a white man and I'm like no, like if he was real, right, we're saying Jesus was real and really he was not a white man. He was like
but that's where the white taking over is the
true.
is why it's painted that way. Like it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's absolutely hilarious. Like here's a question: if you had kids, would you get them christened? If you lived here, I know if you lived here and had kids, I think it's very different. If you like, I think if I had kids here, I probably wouldn't get them christened because I'm not a practicing Catholic. I don't. It's very different over here. You don't need a religion to get into a school.
Yeah.
You don't need to be christened to get into school. When we were in school, like it was the norm. Sorry, I'm looking at my dog Reef in his bed out trying to put it into his tie box. What are you doing, Trent?
That won't fit in there.
Stop that! You're gonna burst a hole in it.
I just want attention.
Sorry. But over here it's like
It's so
such
multicultural.
It's so multicultural that you don't need it. Like you don't need to be christened or community or confirmation. And I'm being bad, but like we as kids done that because you wanted a nice little card and a present
and a nice dress on your communion.
Yeah, like that. Like let's be real. Like why sugarcoat? That
You
was the
didn't-
reason. And
yeah.
plus, you hadn't got a choice, and it was so hyped up. Like our IRL, so like, oh, you're making your communion this year or next year. And over here, why would I go and like not even spend the money because I'd be having a party with no fucking at it for my kid.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's very different. It's very.
Oh,
to
here
be
is
honest,
different.
I actually went to ask you this because we are coming up to communion season. I know, and a lot of there's a lot of christenings coming up. I know on my side of the family that I won't actually be at. Sad times, and I wish I was at them. But there is a lot of christening seasons coming up because there's so much backlog because of COVID. Like, what are your thoughts on? I don't actually know if this can pick me up. What are your actual thoughts on, like the next level they have brought christenings to? So it was very different when we got christened. Like you probably got christened and then you went back to their house or you went back to the pub. Like, it was just like you'd have like little platter food or whatever. Like, that's what it was. Or like some people didn't even do that. Some people just went back to their house and had like stuff in their house. Like, or now it's like renting rooms, renting,
it's a big
like
thing.
magicians, renting so much, and bouncy castles, and it's so hyped. Like, and we never had like pajamas like the night before that had our names on them, like Air Force Holy Communion, like, and robes, and like, just because we're talking like 12-year-olds now don't look like the 12-year-olds we were. I'm just saying, what are your thoughts on the next level of expense for things like this, and with christenings and confirmations, like all of it, like all the religious kind of ceremonies? Like, what are your thoughts on it?
Short answer, it's a bit ridiculous, but I totally get, as a parent, wanting to give your child
the best of the best.
The best of the best. Like, if it's a circumstance, you want to give them what you couldn't have, or like if you can afford it, you want to give them the best. Like, you want to make them happy.
The best
like,
experience.
That's the thing, the best experience, making memories. And if you have the means to do it, fair enough. But what I hate and what breaks my heart is like people like nearly pushing themselves to death, working overtime, doing all these things because they have to compare with the other kids.
It's a competition.
And they don't want their kids feeling left out. They're like, oh, such and such is having a clown, the magician's having this big party and there's loads of people going, and then this single ma or single father, whoever, is stressed out to bits. That breaks me heart. And I literally only saw something, I think it was a post on Twitter or something, and someone had retweeted whatever it was, and it was actually about like a child's party, and the amount of parents in the thread that were saying, oh, I go all out for, I feel I have to go all out for like a kid's party to not compete on social media, but to make me look like a good ma. Because if I'm not,
it's a competition,
if I'm not doing this like big party for a 1-year-old that like is not gonna remember, or a 2-year-old, and you're not getting them like this $500 cake with like all the Disney princesses, it's like, I feel like a shit parent. I'm like, it's so sad that we've gotten that way, that even as an adult with kids, social media is still affecting their lives. We think as like millennials or Gen Z or people before having kids were like, oh, we're so stressed out, I need to look like this and that, and but you always think, when I got older I'm not gonna care. But then to realize there's people out there in their 30s having kids and they're stressed out because they're looking at what other mas are doing. I'm like, Jesus, social media is killing us all, and that's why it's getting so extravagant.
And it's such a competition between, not the kids, it's such a competition between the parents. Like, that is crazy to me. Now, don't get me wrong, if I had kids, I would want obviously to give the kids everything I did not have. That's natural. Like, as a parent, that's their natural instinct. Do I think certain people go over the top where it's 100%. Absolutely unnecessary? Like, if you want to blow your money, go ahead. Like, you do you, but like, we know from where we live, it's not a rich area.
No.
Like, it's not rich. So I don't know who's robbing Peter to pay Paul, but someone's robbing someone to pay for it. Because I'm like, what? I can barely afford my week's groceries some weeks. And I don't have kids. Do you know what I mean? I don't have, but I'm like, I can understand the extravagance. Because you want your kids to have the best day ever, and you want them to be happy on day. But are they going to remember? At certain ages, are they going to remember? I know some of my favourite memories was, my ma always had, the majority of the time until we got like into early teens or like 9, 10, we started going out with our friends, kind of like going to cinemas and all, you know, mad from a weird day. But like when we were really young, like we'd have parties in the house, and we have so many home videos. Like, they are the best, and all your cousins are there, and you remember you like had like jelly and ice cream, and all like, you know, things, like certain things you had. Like, some of them are like the best memories, and it wasn't at an extravagant. Like, it was literally, now obviously me ma got like cake and sweets, and like, no, you're holding it in your house. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a party with all your cousins and your cousins' friends and your friends, like in your house, like, and then all the adults there. But the home videos, like, you can't beat them. I would rather have 1,000 home videos of my childhood than have like a big huge christening or a big huge like whatever it is party. Because like, I don't, to be honest, I seen my christening video, but I've actually never asked what I done after. Like, there's videos of me getting christened, but I don't know if to be honest, I think they just went back to my house. We don't have, I say wait, I'm not a child, I don't have videos, but there's like just
boxes and boxes of photographs,
Oh, I
like
love
in
that.
photo albums.
But
and,
that's
like, all of his
memories.
photos,
Yeah.
like it's not videos, but they were all photos.
Yeah.
And I know my christening, I'm pretty sure they went back to the halfway house.
Oh
I
my
think
God.
it was. Yeah, 1998, somewhere in 98.
Summer 98.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where they went back to. But like my communion, then it was one of the. It's like actually the weirdest thing ever. Like when I think back to communions, back when I made mine, I don't know if yours was the same, but you used to go around people's houses.
Yes. Yeah. To get that dough.
Yeah, so
That
you
was
would
it, though.
go to the church and like some of your family had come, whatever. And then like my ma didn't drive, so her sister actually drove us around. So we'd go visit all the family and you'd be delighted to be in your little dress. You'd be going
Yeah.
getting the envelope and then you'd open it in the car and see how much was in it. But like that's what you did for the whole day.
Yeah.
And then I know me confirmation, then we went for a meal in the Red Cow. But it was like kind of closer family. So it was like all me ma's brothers and sisters and their kids, and then the same on my dad's side, like his brothers and sisters, their kids, and I think a couple of me granddad's brothers or sisters might come because he kind of come to everything on my ma's side. But that's what that was then. And then I say I'm not a big party person either.
Yeah,
my
I'm
ma's
not either.
my ma is like such a social butterfly compared to me. It's like literally
You and your ma
black
are
and
not
white.
alike,
We're
though.
so opposite.
Yeah, you're not like because your ma's like, you can see your ma's like real like outgoing and
she
like
talks to
real
anyone.
extroverted, like and like you're not like that.
No,
Like
total opposite.
I know it's because if we're in or we have been in certain situations, I will like take the lead if it's awkward. But that's because I talk when I'm awkward or I'm nervous. That's my mechanism, because awkward silence. Oh my God.
I thrive in awkward.
Amy's
I
like just
thrive in
standing behind
silence.
me like
I'm just like, and I'll throw in me 2 cents.
yeah.
That's me.
But it's so funny because you are like so opposite. But then again, like I think it was the other day, I was like, oh my God, you are your ma today.
Yeah, like in like I act like her a lot. Like
Yeah,
I'd say
some
things like that,
things
like,
you just say and like some things
or
you do.
how
I'm
you
like,
just-
oh, I can like you're your ma's daughter.
with personality, like that sense of the introvert and extrovert. Oh yeah, she think it was weird if someone like sitting beside. She said it on the plane, wasn't it? Was it who? Or there was someone like she think it was rude if someone didn't talk to her, and they were in close like proximity of each other. Like she talked to anyone.
Yeah, she's a chatterbox.
like,
but
you'd
she's
be-
like me though, kind of. But I wouldn't. I wouldn't necessarily.
You
If I was on a
aren't.
plane, I wouldn't necessarily spark a conversation, but I'd be really nice to them. Like I was like, "Oh, sorry," like, or like if I bumped off, like like that. And then if it was kind of like slowly growing, like then I'm gonna like chat to you, like. But sometimes you just don't do that. Like I can't do it because sometimes I'm like, "Dear murderer," I can't.
Yeah, no, my mom gets people tell like stories and all.
But sometimes that helps time pass, especially on flights.
Yeah.
I remember. Did I ever tell you about the story when I was flying home on my own, like from here, and like I met like a friend?
Oh yeah, you did tell me. You did, yeah.
Oh, that was the most like film,
Such a movie
such
thing.
a movie
Me
moment.
cute.
Literally, you know the little bar in the terminal. Sitting there, had me cabin bag beside me, and I was like, right, I'm have to get through everything now. Like this was pre-COVID, so I didn't actually need to worry about all like past like all that like COVID shit. And I remember sitting there, I was like, right, I can breathe now. Like I'm traveling on my own. Like I can do this. Like I'm through security. It's grand. I'm just steps away from me, well, fucking a bit mile away from me gate, but I know where I am.
Yeah.
So I said, sit down, and a girl, she was like, is anyone sitting here? I was like, no, it was literally a movie moment. And you know what, just as I'm saying the story now, I'm like only realizing, like telling you, like I'm sitting there and I'm have to order in a drink, and then she said, is there anyone sitting here? Is there anyone sitting here? Like movie moments. Like it's like the
In
bit
that moment,
no,
you fell in love.
it's like the bit in The Holiday where it's like meet cute.
Yeah, I literally said that like a minute ago.
That's what it
Your
is.
moment.
And anyway, we had a big long conversation. This girl was going to Cuba. She was like, oh yeah, we became friends. We added each other on Facebook and stuff. We had talked a few times. Like she was so nice, and she was actually traveling her own. She nearly missed her flight because she was talking to me for so long. She like ordered food. She ordered the same drink as me. We were chatting the whole time. It was just like, oh my God, like is this what people do when they travel on their own? Is this what people actually do?
Me never. I've traveled multiple times on my own. Never.
And maybe it was because she was like, she seen I was on my own traveling, and I'm a young girl, and then she was on her own traveling, and she was like, don't fuck it, like we just talk like we're sitting this close to each other.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? I always have my earphones in, and like
I will be
depending,
doing that.
I'm always like on FaceTime. Like I know the last time I went home on Christmas, my dad rang me, and like the whole time I'm sitting there and I order food. Like so, it's never that I'm sitting there and someone can't say something. I'm like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Sometimes though,
not
you're
being
kind of
rude. Like I mean, they could sit there, whatever.
sometimes
but
you're better because sometimes when you
They
get
could be a murderer.
when you get into an awkward conversation with someone and you're just like, yeah, and you're just like, I don't really want to talk to you, or you're. A good example is if you're in an Uber and say I'm texting you and I'm trying to text you like I'm on the way or something, but the Uber driver's eating the absolute ears off you and you can't even text because they're looking at you through the mirror in the back, and you're like, I feel so rude if I don't make eye contact with him because he's looking at me. Yeah. And I'm trying to text you and tell you something, but he's absolutely eating the ears off me and asking me questions. Do you ever get that? When you're like trying to like type or do something.
I'm just great at multitasking though.
You're just like, give one word answers and don't make eye contact. Amy's like,
I don't mind if they do chat. That depends.
I don't mind if they chat, but it's fine if they chat and I'm not trying to do something.
Yeah.
Like if I'm on my phone like this and I'm like, yeah,
that's
clearly
true.
I am trying to do something. But actually, I just wanted to circle back before we move on to Am I the Asshole section. What are your initial final thoughts on extravagance with certain, like, I'll say certain religious ceremonies for kids?
So just the religious ones, like not including like birthdays and stuff like that?
I think birthdays, like, that's hearsay. I just know that because if you're in a class and there's so many people making the communion, so many people making
exactly.
It's so much like, did you book a room? What room did you book? Like, I booked a big party room. Like, did you get a room? Like, that's what it is now. We never had that fucking issue.
No. I think it defeats the purpose that it's actually not a party. It's meant to be a celebration of joining your religious belief, which I know majority of people I know don't practice at all.
You get the bit away for bread.
It's this turning wheel and cycle of we're doing it because our parents done it and their parents done it, and no one's breaking the cycle really of, no, I'm not getting christened. Why? I don't practice. My partner doesn't practice. Me man and dad don't practice. Like, and there's a few generations past where none of us actually really go to church unless it's a communion, unless it's a christening. And it's like, I'm going to spend thousands on something that I don't practice.
It's a lot of money.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's outfits for the baby, outfit for you,
if
your
you have
partner, like, yeah, it's a whole thing. I know one of my cousins has a baby and she didn't get him christened. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he's going to a school. Like, there is some schools in Ireland.
Yeah, I think lately, the last 2 years, they don't actually technically
and I'm pretty sure he's going there. But to go back to your first question about the religion thing, would I get my child christened? I think whether I was here or at home, I wouldn't. Just because I don't practice it at all. But it also depends on my partner's views. If they're if
they're like, no, like, my whole family's got it, I want my kid to have it, would you just be like,
paying for it?
Like,
coming out of your bank account?
Like, it kind of is. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
it also depends. Like, there's no guarantee they're gonna be Catholic either.
Well, that's it. Like,
that's the thing.
Like, I was actually only having the conversation with my man. We were just going back and forth, like, having a conversation, and I was like, yeah, like, I don't know if I ever had kids, and I was here, like, I was like, I don't think I'd get them christened. Like, I'd be doing it in our own time. It's nothing to do with the schools over here to get christened or communion or confirmation. It's, you do it because you're a practicing Catholic in your free time, not because you're forced to do it in school like we were. She was like, oh, we wouldn't get them christened? Like, would you not just get them christened, and if they want to change religion or don't want to practice, let them make their own choice? I'm like, but over here, I can just let them make their own choice when they're old enough. Yeah. So why would I go through the whole christening thing of making them Catholic, and then if they're like, well, I don't want to be a Catholic, or I don't want to, like, be in a religion, and then you just have to, like, but why would I spend all that money to get them christened? And it's very different. I don't know how it works over here with religions. Like, I don't know if you have to prove yourself that you're part of the Catholic, like, not a way, like, if you want to get married in the church in Ireland, like, they make you go to, like, marriage classes and stuff like that.
To do that over here
before
they went home to get married as well. I can't remember exactly the details, but they did have to go to, like, a church and classes and stuff over here. And even though you were getting married at home, it was.
See, over here, I think if you get married here, you don't need to do it, because if you're not having a religious ceremony, like, if I went fucking down to Nathan Phillips Square and got married in the middle of the square, I would. I just need the actual license. Like, whatever you pay for an actual license and all the time paper or whatever. But I now keep saying we're going to move on, but it just sparked another idea.
We need to finish
No, we actually do.
Move on.
We actually do. I know. And I don't, to be honest, the length of this episode, I don't even know if we'll get that many in, but it might be a different episode that we actually do to Am I the Asshole?
Yeah. We'll throw one or two in because we told you at the start.
Yeah, we'll throw one or two in. Just little teaser.
Rogue.
Oh, geez, I'd love a teaser now.
What?
No, the
What's a
Maltese are bunnies.
Oh, I have white ones in my house. I'll bring them down to you next time.
Oh my, because I just said teaser and I don't know. I think because I was talking about Easter
My
and I was
mad
thinking,
brought some over. I'll bring her. It's white though. It's not.
I don't care.
Okay.
Oh, that's not what I want to know.
Oh,
But I was
right,
going to
okay.
say, so just because we're talking about like extravagance and all that fun stuff. Oh no, then I meant to say, if I was home, would I get me child christened? To be honest, I don't know. Like, I think it's more like expected of you at home. And I think, to be honest, if I just wanted to like, this sounds terrible. If I just wanted like a family get together and a piss up.
Good excuse.
Because that's, to be honest, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You bring your child in, they wet its fucking head, and you go to the pub or you go to wherever you have the booking, like, or a meal, or I don't know what people, like, I think now it's mainly a party. Like, it's not really a meal. They're like, yeah, you'll eat at the fucking party.
Yeah.
There's a chip
Yeah,
upside
eat the
next
spice
door.
box.
But I don't know. I think I know people that haven't got their kids christened. And then I know it's like it's the norm in Dublin. You have a kid, you get christened. Over here, it's because it's so multicultural.
Actually, did you all have the same christening gown like as your sisters? Did you wear the same gown? Oh, dress gown, whatever it was.
I want to say yeah,
That's cute.
but I don't want to say definitely. I'm pretty sure we did. I'm pretty sure we did. If it's 3 girls, oh my god, like why would you buy a new? It's white and frilly, like it's. I didn't even. You're not gonna. They don't even stay in it the whole day because they literally. You have to remember them gowns were long, and they have to change nappies and all that. Like I think I was only like a month old.
Really?
I want to say the start of September was my christening,
know
and
when
I
that
was
was.
born like basically the very end of July. So I was literally a month and probably a week. I was still red and wrinkly, like jet black hair. I literally looked like I was beamed in from space. Like I did not look like an Irish baby.
Yeah.
I look like, I don't know.
Yeah, I obviously because I was only a child, so I think my nanny bought mine or something.
Oh, that's really cute.
But then one of my maths friends, their baby wore it.
As well?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
then then like I think it was like a few years later, she was like, "Oh, I still have this. Like, if you want it back." So I think my still has that at home, and she has me force bleeding Christmas outfit and all.
Oh, that's cute.
It was like a little red velveting, like little.
That was the style in the 90s,
like,
though.
don't wear that kind of like pants.
Oh,
and you'd have
yeah.
the stockings or something like that. Yeah.
I had
It's
me
disgusting.
first birthday dress,
Oh, that's
and I don't know how my ma done it. She had basically the same dress for me, Rachel, and Kira, but in different colours.
stop.
Don't know how she done it. Kira had like a lemon, Rachel had a pink, and I had a purple. No, Kira's.
You say blue, like
But this
Cinderella.
is so weird, right? So Kira's was like a yellowy. It was more cream.
Yeah.
Rachel's was pink, and mine was purple.
Right.
Later on in life, Kira had a cream room, Rachel had a pink room, and I had a purple room. How full circle is that?
That's so
Isn't that so
weird.
fucking weird? And I still had that purple room. When I go home next, my ma actually only painted my room, so it's cream now. But I had a purple room for like when I eventually got my own room. I had a purple room, Rachel had a pink room, Kira had a cream room. Isn't that
mad.
weird?
That's funny.
That is hilarious. But they were all the same dress, like puffy. Mine was purple, frilly, white things, and they had these little like bands that go around, like basically a hairband that go around your head with like a little bow on it. We all had the same one, but how? Because we were so many years
That's
apart.
so
It's like
funny.
she literally like must have just bought 3 and was like, I'll get one in each colour. Because but I don't believe that, because she wouldn't have got my size. I was a fat fucking kid. I was a sumo wrestler in a frilly dress when I was 1. I couldn't walk around when I was 1. Like, when do you actually start walking?
Like,
It's some
after
babies
1.
do. I think
it's
some,
very different.
but I didn't. I just got carried around. Like, I have footage of it, which I'm so happy I have footage of it and
that's
photos.
cute that you have all that.
Like, I just got like, did you have that tape? I know we are so off topic, but we're so invested in this now. But did you have that tape? We all had it as kids. Well, Rachel and Kira had one, and it was the Happy Birthday song on a tape, not a CD. It was tape. Like, this is how 90s it was. And it was basically the Happy Birthday song, and it was like, let's have a party. Boom, boom.
I don't remember.
Let's have, and it was this whole song, and I tell you, I know word from word because it was played at every birthday, like between me and my cousins. But Rachel and Kira had theirs that was like personalized tape, so it would say like Happy Birthday Kira, Happy Birthday, but they couldn't get one for Neve, so they used to have to shout over the name. Neve. So it used to be like when the tape was like Happy Birthday Kira Neve, like everyone at the party would have to shout my name over it, and I'd be like at the top of the table, like yes.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I was actually another thing I was actually gonna say before is, what is your thoughts on, because
this is a podcast of what is your thoughts? I
What
wish we
are
didn't say at the start we were doing.
I know, but you know what? This is what happens because we don't really plan, and when we do, I notice when we plan a topic, we'll have like a chit chat at the start, and then we go down the rabbit hole of this chit chat, and then we're like, oh, like the topic we wanted to talk about, yeah, that's
everything's always random.
But I wanted to ask you because this is actually another conversation I had with my mom when we were talking about christenings. It was just like random conversation, like because we were talking about like all our christenings as kids, and she was like telling me funny stories about it and all. And then I was we were talking about like in later years now when we were kids, I don't think they'd done it really, like of gender reveals. Like what are your thoughts on gender reveals? Do you think it's just another excuse to like have a party and get presents, or like, because I know not everyone does gender reveals. Like if they do, it's more like it's between, like I've seen videos where it's not a party, like they just find out. They could be sitting in that car and they have the envelope and like the couple find out together. Or like I know it's like a big thing now where it's like, well, I know, see, I'm judging off Ireland as well, and like TikToks that you see like from America and like TikToks and videos like that. But what are your thoughts on, like, if you had a kid, would you do it, or do you just see it like as, well, if they're like, if I'm gonna have a baby shower, or am I having a gender reveal, like am I having
everything,
like, is it just like a money scheme, like not money scheme, but you know what I mean? Like,
I think each to their own. I know a lot of people are very strongly opinionated and don't see the reason why you would have one, but I am someone who, as soon as I find out when someone's pregnant, well, not that I ask them straight away, I'm like, you want to find out what it is? Because I can't wait. When Michelle was pregnant, she didn't find out what it was. I don't think she did she?
No, she didn't, because I remember saying to she's having a boy.
I know she was going back and forth. Actually, no, she didn't, and she also wouldn't tell anyone the name she had. So I was like, don't know what it is. Don't know what its name's gonna be. And like, I'm cute. Nosy. Not in a bad way that I'll gossip about it. Yeah, curious.
When you find out when someone's pregnant, you want to know.
I want to
like,
know
what names have you
picked. I'm like, oh my god, imagine it's gonna look like this. I can buy like all these things.
Exactly.
So I do be invested. If I see a video, and do you know what I hate about it? Actually, do you know what grinds me gears? When someone posts an Instagram story or a TikTok and they spoil it.
I know, like what you saying in the caption, it's a girl. Why am I going to watch the video then?
Yeah.
I love the ones and they're like, it's a ... and then you have a pink heart or a blue heart, and it's like both. But don't tell me.
Yeah, don't start putting blue emojis all over it, and then I'm like, don't spoil the fun for the rest of us that weren't invited.
I know, like turn comments off, like if you're gonna start like posting emojis, like,
but yeah, would I have one? No, depends. Will I be famous, and will I have the money to have all these parties?
Like, I think it's asking a lot from people as well, though.
Yeah, like I don't think I'd have one. Like, I mean, I don't plan on having
because
kids, so.
The majority, if it's your first kid, the majority of the time is you want to do everything because you're excited. The majority of the time you're excited. But if you're going to have a gender reveal, like, that's money for people. Like, that's money cost. Because you have, and then if you have like a surprise baby shower, that's more money. Yeah. And it's just like a constant wheel until the baby's born. Like, how many gifts do we buy this child? And I haven't even met this child yet. Like, how many gifts do you...
Could be a bastard.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you, like, I don't know. I think everyone to their own. Like, if you want to have and if you want to make a fuss, like, but as you can see, the more from the videos that go out, the more extreme. Like, I seen one and a plane flew above the couple, but it let out the colour of like the powder, like the gas or the powder or whatever of the colour. I'm like, they hired a plane. I'm sorry, I can barely afford to sit economy on a fucking plane, and they hired out a plane.
This is where I think like social media always evolves and plays a big part in how we're evolving as people, and like we see someone do something and then you want to do it, and not necessarily that it's a bad thing, but you're like, that's a fun idea, like it's a fun way of finding out what you're having if you're gonna find it. Because I mean, years ago they didn't even find out, they couldn't even tell you
exactly.
So it's evolved from not being able to know to not finding out on your first, to then you want to find out, to now there's parties about having it. So it's like we're just evolving, and I mean, at what rate are we just like what, like
I do know a lot of people don't have baby showers, and they just have like a really nice, like, oh sorry, not baby showers, gender reveals. A lot of people don't have gender reveals, and they just have like a really nice baby shower. And what I like in like what I've seen in recent years is, because baby showers back in the day, like, men didn't go. But baby shower, like from what I've seen from like people that everyone goes, and like the men go and the men's friends go, and I don't know why like, obviously it's what you want as the woman who's carrying the child. Like, if you want like girl time and talk about all baby shit, like, I actually like when the man is present. I think it's very, you should see what people are saying, like how, like, look at the people that are excited for us to have the kid. Like, if you
like
don't have a gender reveal, I know some people have a gender reveal, so both parties can kind of be there. But I actually like when I see like pictures of the man with like the man at the party. Like,
it's like we're not in the 1950s. It doesn't need to be separated that the men are all drinking whiskey and smoking cigars
in the gentleman's
and the women
room
are knitting bleeding hats and scarves for the baby.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's then that's the benefits of then us evolving as people and like the mixture and stuff like that. But yeah,
all to their own again
I think
as well.
I'd rather do, because I'm not a big party person either. Like didn't have
you'd have something small and intimate, like
I'd
a
probably
baby
do something
shower
intimate and like tell them close family, oh, it's a girl, it's a boy, or whatever it is.
Well, would you rather tell them before they come to your baby shower so they know what colour to buy? Or you'll just have everything in cream. Everyone says don't buy newborn babies anything in cream because they end up looking like they've been covered in mustard.
If I was, let's say, like hypothetically, I was pregnant and I found, like, I mean, you don't have your baby shower till later on. So yeah, you find out. Oh,
you're saying that like when you found out, you just tell them and then whatever, you'd have the baby shower after so they know what you're having.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought you meant, sorry, I probably picked up wrong. I thought you meant like you tell them at the baby shower, like, oh, the gender's actually.
No, I just meant I wouldn't have a big party. Like, I'd probably.
You're like me, I wouldn't want
to write it down or whatever it might be. If they'd write it down for
it's intimate. I like it doesn't
and
always
then we'd
have
all
to
find out together, and it maybe, like, I don't know, it definitely wouldn't be this big huge thing where I'm renting out bleeding skydivers to type out bleeding fucking float in the air and say boy or girl. Like, do you know, nothing that extravagant. Like, now if I get famous and you see me do that, like, don't come for me.
No, that's it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you, like, if you live within your means and you're doing it within your means, like, go for it. I just don't understand people that literally feel like they have to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say I'll never have a gender reveal because I don't know. Like, if I ever had a kid, like, you don't know how you're going to feel. Do you know what I mean? And I think if you're so excited, you want to be, and
that's
you're
the thing,
like,
you want to celebrate it.
Exactly. And excited as you are, you're absolutely fucking shitting it as well. I'm assuming you have to be gicking it. Yeah. Like, a pot roast is coming out of a keyhole at some point.
Watermelon and keyhole.
Like a roast turkey, basically. It's been roasting in there for so long. It has to come out. Like, you're gonna be gicking, but I think having like gender reveals and parties, it kind of probably would distract you a little bit as well from like the because once you get so far along, that's all you're gonna think about is okay, what time is it? I have 3 days left to my due date. Oh, I'm overdue by 2 days. Like, you're on edge the whole time at a certain point, I think. So I think having parties and stuff for people I can only assume would help kind of put excitement into things more than but I think nerves are always going to be there, like, do you know what I mean? But
100%.
But yeah, I just wanted to kind of get your 2 cents on like gender reveals and
all the baby stuff.
We're very baby orientated today. Like baby christenings, baby
on the brain.
We should actually put one that's pink and one that's blue.
Do we have blue?
Or we should have just been neutral and done yellow.
Or we should have.
We actually don't know where the yellow
stuck to the script and.
Well, now my dad. We probably should have stuck to. Will we do one? Will we do one? Or will we just?
Depends.
Or will we just
do it in the next one? Yeah. Because, I mean, we're already touching nearly 50 minutes.
Yeah, I'm like, by the time I actually read it, the time we discuss it, like, and the time we dissect things very.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, maybe. Sorry, this isn't going to be about am I the asshole?
The next one.
No, do you know what? We are the assholes because we actually didn't read any.
We are the assholes.
Are we the assholes because we said we were going to read some? Are we the assholes but we didn't read any? Are we the assholes? So maybe we should wrap it and then.
The next one will be am I the asshole?
Well, we know we are, but the questions will be. Yeah.
We're the assholes with opinions on everybody else that we have. Like, we've no kids.
No, we've no kids. We have all the. But you know what? We didn't say anything like I would never. No. We were literally just saying, like, if it was the here and now, like, you're allowed to change your minds. Opinions change. And this is our opinions in this present moment. Doesn't mean we care about, like, if you have a gender reveal or you christen your child, happy days, that is your child. We're not going to be like, oh, why is she doing that? Or why are they doing that?
Like I said,
we have no issue with that.
I'm invested. I will watch all your Instagram stories. I will eat up that magician pulling the rabbit out of
She's a stranger in the night, just scrolling through.
I will gladly watch the gender reveal, the balloon burst.
Yeah, and I want to be there.
Yeah.
I want to be all these things, but I've actually missed so many gender reveals and all that fun stuff from my family. Like,
Yeah.
and I can't wait to go home because I'll have to meet 3 little babies.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Which I am very excited. But yeah, like I'm gonna meet basically a niece and nephew. Well, basically 2 nieces and a nephew that I have not met.
That's mad.
Yeah, I'm very excited, and I missed their gender reveal, and I miss both of their christenings that are happening this summer, or 3 of the christenings. 2 of them are happening on the same day. So, and then I missed one of them by a week.
Oh, that's bloody typical, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm raging. I'm absolutely raging. I was dying for a good old Irish piss up. I was. Absolutely raging. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here for all the religion baby talk. I can't even remember what we talked about. I know it started with religion and bleeding.
You
Easter.
literally look like you're like like one of the historian researchers for like that to be on like one of the programs. Like,
you call me old?
No, I'm saying you look intelligent.
I know that's a lie.
Well, everyone does. You prove your point in this podcast.
We are the assholes. I've been Amy, and this is RT News.
Toronto. But yeah, we'll wrap up here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and put the belly thing on. There's a new episode out every Wednesday. And yeah.
If you're listening to audio, follow, leave a review. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.